All right, let's press on to the next stage, stage 3, qualifying. All right, once again, 4 goals to complete, 30 goal to skip, so it's getting pricier, so don't do it. These goals are all very easy as long as you can afford them, right? Have enough motorsport dollars and gold in your bank to be able to meet the PR requirement. That is, of course, we covered that in previous stage videos. So for the qualifying stage, stage 3 starter, we gotta finish under minute 35, which is a long time, but we do have to draft, essentially behind what I would call a slower moving traffic. So try to build up as you go. You can see down the longer stretches, obviously, so that way you don't, waste too much time when you should be making up, good time. So, but you can kind of look at your clock as well. First checkpoint, 31 seconds. That's, if I stay at that pace, obviously I will finish under minute 35, because in checkpoint 2 I should be hitting at the same pace. If I were moving at the exact same pace, I'd be around minute 2 seconds, and that leaves me 33 seconds for the final sector. But as you can see, second sector here at Abu Dhabi is the fast sector, so get your drafting challenge met, and then comfortably finish in P1 under minute 35 allotted. So, and yeah, I know I'm running with enough upgrades to complete the entire event, but really, why not, right? You're gonna need it anyway. So under minute 30, so decent amount of time to spare. Pick up a few driver XP for our AlfaTauri racer of choice, Pierre Gasly. All right, so that will be that for the stage opener. And yeah, they actually show you the lap time, which is interesting. Yeah, the final results screen, they don't always show you the same information. Like sometimes they give you the full race time. I don't know, it's inconsistent. Anyway, you get the point though, so not a big issue. Moving on to goal 2, where we gotta hit the target top speed, 257.4 kph 4 times, and tailgate for 70 seconds. So kind of similar to the last challenge, but this time it's tailgating, not so much drafting. Although, if you do one, it's almost hard not to do the other, right? But this is one of those challenges, since there is no time limit. The way you would want to try to tackle it is earlier sector. Obviously, there are a lot more slower section, right? A lot more curves. So get those tailgating done. I guess, hitting top speed while tailgating isn't so bad. Obviously, I've hit multiple instances down individual sector, like single straight, by slowing down and speeding up again. So yeah, since it's a single lap, you pretty much have to stay behind somebody for majority of the race. And then after, last one took me like minute 30 with some time to spare at the end. So you'll have basically first 2 sectors are designated. Think of it as, first 2 sectors being designated for tailgating. And once you're through that, hopefully you have hit the target speed 4 instances. So yeah, I think you would have to slow down and speed back up to make up those 4 instances. Because I'm trying to think, unless you do that, you might find yourself wondering where can you do it, like, you know, because some of those stretches, you know, on the backside, pretty long. So, you know, you want to make sure you get multiple instances in. So don't go flat out all the time. Be more strategic with your racing, and especially during these special events, because the goals are very specific, you know. So it's not always about winning. Although winning definitely does help with you know, the rewards that we get. All right, so and that lens gets us to the next goal, goal 3. Fastest lap without going off track. All right, so now we have to be a little bit more careful about cornering, right? How cavalier we go, because we cannot go off track. But I feel like, I mean, the competition isn't really that fierce, dare I say, that, you know, you don't have to drive all that hard. Like, you can actually kind of be more on the conservative side of racing and still be able to set the fastest time. Once again, we do have 2 laps, so for some reason in your first lap you are unable to set the fastest lap, then at least you have a target to beat. Then you have to, you know, figure it out accordingly. But I feel like if you stay on track and race normal, you're almost guaranteed to set the fastest lap. The only reason why I would imagine that you wouldn't be able to finish, you know, with a fastest top speed would be if you spin out of track somewhere, you know, where you will lose all your momentum and time. And also, since this one says no off track, if you do that, well, you'll be disqualified right away, so you have to try again. So yeah, the way to tackle this one, just do what you normally do and you should be fine. Don't try to do some weird outside overtake, you know, carrying more speed. Even when you think you are gonna clear, you know, not worth it. Although, I mean, this event is simple enough. I feel like you'll even when you fail, you can just try it again. There's instant service available, you know, sort of a insurance. Even when you fail a goal, you just come back and retry it right away, with really very little consequences, right? So, just fine. Not complaining. So yeah, I don't see how any of these opponents will break my lap time. They're definitely not gonna all of a sudden improve their speed and time to beat my time. So I think I am pretty safe here, of course. We'll be making it through yet another goal fairly comfortably. A huge lead as well. So there we go, clear that last corner and through the finish line. Won't be swerving as widely this time, since, you know, wouldn't want to get disqualified at the end. And looks like it just shows you the best lap time instead of the total race time, because it just showed you minute 28, and that is racing very conservatively. All right, so another 21,000 for motorsport dollars earned for those 2 laps background Yas Marina. So slowly and steadily approaching that 250,000 motorsport dollar cap that for the day. But I already know I won't be hitting the cap until the final stage, so we'll just press on here. So final goal of the stage 3. This time the time to finish has they cut off 4 seconds, so now it's a minute 31 for the lap, and no damage. So they didn't mention anything about off track, but I will try to, you know, stay on track and avoid crashing, right? For obvious reason, if you crash, you're done. So yeah, but considering that my lap time so far has been well under, you know, the limit they set, minute 31 is still, even when I'm racing pretty conservative line, I don't see any reason why this would be difficult to pull off. So yeah, this is what I mean, as I mentioned in the earlier videos about this event. It's expensive, but not necessarily difficult, because you're paying your way through the difficulty. So if I were to run this goal like this one with 0 tuning, now that would be challenging, because then you have to be very aggressive about your, you know, cornering and whatnot. Your line, your race line would have to be a lot more on point. But considering that they have set a, you know, PR requirement, I know I have to get certain amount of upgrades and tunings, so yeah, I'm paying my way through here. But that's really the only way to do it, so at least it's not as painful. With time to spare, as you might expect. And that's still under minute 29, so just under by 0.02 of a second. But I mean, minute 31 was the target, so yes, with some time to burn. Alright, so that's another lap, 10,000 and change, right, added to today's total. So yeah, so that will be it for the qualifying stage. Then we are left with 2 final stages, which are actual Grand Prix event. So but before that, let's collect the stage 3 rewards. 40,000 motorsport dollars. There we go. And that does not count against your daily cap. And 10 gold. Alright, always nice to pick up a few gold, even if it's for a small amount. Alright, so that'll do it for stage 3 video. We'll catch you guys in the main event in the next video, so stay tuned and we'll see you then.